Joining us, I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, an overnight house fire in Fort Fairfield claimed the lives of 3 people, including a teenager.
According to Maine State Police, crews responded to the fire at 85 Riverside Avenue just after 2 a.m. The fire marshal's investigation found that 3 people, a father, mother, and daughter, died in the fire. 1 child survived and was taken to the hospital. State police believe the 3 people who passed away were 47-year-old Eric Elmer, 39-year-old Jessica Elmer, and 17-year-old Rose Elmer, although they are waiting on the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner to provide an official identification. The fire remains under investigation and there is no indication of foul play. State police reports there were no working smoke detectors in the home.
Fire officials confirmed at least 2 dogs were lost in a fire just before noon today at a mobile home in Eddington. According to the Eddington fire chief, the 2 individuals who live in the single-wide home on Stony Ridge Road were not at the scene when the fire started. According to Fire Chief Ryan Davis, dispatch received a call from a neighbor saying they were hearing a snapping noise, almost like electricity. When firefighters arrived on scene, they could not get inside the home, which was already experiencing structural collapse. The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office closed down the road while crews battled the flames. Because there were no fire hydrants or water supply options close to the house, firefighters had to shuttle water from a hydrant about a half-mile away.
There was a couple pets that did die in the fire. There was a couple dogs that we have found. The structure's under control and we're going to have the fire marshals just working on a cause of the fire. Unknown at this time, under investigation.
According to Chief Davis, mobile homes do burn quickly, and it took first responders about an hour to fully put out the flames. No first responders were injured.
Testimony is underway for a Portland man accused of murdering his ex-girlfriend at Acadia National Park. Raymond Lester is accused of striking Nicole Mokeme with his vehicle and leaving her for dead before fleeing the country. Today on the witness stand, we heard from multiple witnesses that testified to the nature of the couple's relationship before the alleged murder. Mokeme's previous roommate and neighbor said arguments could regularly be heard coming from the couple's apartment. Also, a kayaking instructor from Friends of Acadia who interacted with and observed Lester and Mokeme say the couple had the worst argument she had ever seen in her professional career before the supposed murder. The trial is expected to wrap up next week.
2 suspects have been arrested in connection with alleged robberies at a Waterville bank and a Fairfield convenience store. Waterville police say a local Bangor savings bank was robbed on October 31st, and a Circle K in Fairfield was robbed the very next day. They say they believe the same suspect committed both crimes, and in both incidents did get away with undisclosed amount of money. Waterville police say yesterday they got a tip that the suspect was in the area of Front Street, but as officers converged there, they were told the person was leaving. They found a vehicle nearby in a parking lot on Main Place and detained Isaac Sterling and Trevor Miller. Both men were ultimately charged with robbery and state-level criminal conspiracy. Police say Isaac Sterling was the suspect who allegedly entered the businesses. They say Trevor Miller allegedly acted as a getaway driver.
Well, President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden will visit Lewiston tomorrow following the horrific mass shootings last week that killed 18 people and injured numerous others. The President and First Lady will pay respects to the victims, grieve with families and community members, as well as meet with first responders, medical personnel, and others who were on the front lines of the response. The President and First Lady will land at Brunswick Executive Airport.
Police say a Maine man threatened to show up at an elementary school in Topsom with an AR-15. His threat leading to an immediate lockdown of all Topsom schools and an investigation that led to the arrest of that suspect. Brad Rogers has that story.
Police arrested Adam J. Green in Fort Fairfield on charges of terrorizing and harassment by telephone or electronic device. Topsom police say they were notified at 8:45 this morning of a threat just made on social media. They say 36-year-old Adam J. Green had allegedly made jokes online about the recent mass shooting in Lewiston when a Topsom resident asked him why he would say that.
And then the person immediately started attacking them, making threats towards them, and then made threats towards a local elementary school saying they'd come down here with their rifle.
An AR-15?
An AR-15 rifle, yes, sir.
Interim Superintendent Heidi O'Leary sent out an alert to parents letting them know about the threat. O'Leary said based on the initial information we have, the threat was made not by a man from this community, but from Caribou, Maine, who had a conflict with a former student. He threatened to find where the student lives and bring a weapon to an elementary school. No schools or students were identified by name.
Well, on the heels of what's just happened in Maine, it's just concerning. Our levels of anxiety are already high, and then this on top of it. Is it a credible threat or is it not? And you take every threat as credible these days.
We spoke with several parents who chose to take their children home after learning of the threat.
I got the alert on the phone. It was very vague, so my first instinct was just to come grab my little guy.
Fort Fairfield police took the suspect in custody this afternoon, and the shelter-in-place order was lifted at all schools. Authorities also plan to get a warrant to confiscate his weapons. Topsom police notified Lewiston Police, the FBI, and Secret Service about the threats. In fact, Chief Hagan says the Secret Service was looking for Mr. Green for threats he allegedly made against President Biden.
And that was Brad Rogers reporting. Well, switching gears now, after months of uncertainty and auction delays, an Orrington trash facility has been sold. Our David Ledford has the details.
Strike the property down. We've sold it for $1.5 million.
The Penobscot Energy Recovery Company has been auctioned off to the highest bidder. The Waste to Energy Group stopped operations back in May, and in September, more than 30 workers were temporarily laid off. At an auction Thursday, Pennsylvania-based company Delta Thermo Energy bought the facility for $1.5 million.
Have it about $1.5 million.
And they say they plan to keep the plant functional and get employees back to work as soon as possible.
I want all the people that work here to keep their jobs. We need to keep this alive.
That roller coaster is a rough ride. It has not been smooth, so it's good to have a direction to go in at this time.
As the plant sat idle over the past few months, waste intended for the facility was instead sent to Juniper Ridge Landfill, which charges tipping fees for waste handling. Orrington Town Manager Chris Backman says he expects the town to be billed for those fees.
We haven't received any bill yet. I anticipate that coming in any day. I'm prepared for that. Probably $120,000. It won't affect the town immediately. I think budgeting-wise going forward, I think we have some soul searching to do in how we handle our trash.
The new owner says the facility needs to be both cleaned and repaired before it can be back up and running, but he estimates that they could resume operations by as early as the start of next year.
The age of the plant is going to cause us to put a lot in, so we're looking at probably pretty close to the first of the year before it's running.
In Orrington, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Earlier this week, mechanical engineers informed School Union 93 and Surrey Select Board members that the Surrey Elementary School has a ventilation problem in the kindergarten classroom, leading to high levels of carbon dioxide. According to the school superintendent Derek Perkins, the CO2 levels found were 1,600 parts per million, and for an 8-hour period, levels of 5,000 parts per million would be considered dangerous. Perkins says it's far from ideal, but for the short term, they have newly purchased CO2 meters, and safety measures have also been created in coordination with the school nurse.
Should they be sending their kids? And I would say at this point, yes. Like this, there's nothing that's really changed in this building in the last 15 years other than we've always had a ventilation issue. I'm just glad that we did some work to find it.
Perkins hopes a brand new ventilation system will be installed over the summer. He and the school board are hoping to get funding from Maine's Department of Education's School Revolving Renovation Fund to pay for the repairs. The fund will move to have the state forgive between 30 to 70% of the costs, which are estimated to be around $1.5 million.
The UMaine Cooperative Extension has received a $750,000 grant from the National Institutes of Food and Agriculture, which will provide a boost to its aquaculture learning tools. The money will be used to purchase educational technology, including virtual reality equipment. And that equipment will provide young learners with the ability to go on interactive virtual field trips, which will allow them to explore Maine's aquaculture facilities from the convenience of their classrooms and homes. The Cooperative Extension will also expand its 4-H aquaponics project, which helps educators and their students build and maintain an aquarium full of fish. The wastewater from those fish is then used to grow plants.
We like to say if kids can learn and maintain a 20-gallon aquarium, they can work in a larger facility, because the concepts are all exactly the same in terms of fish care and husbandry and water quality management, systems, plumbing, electrical, those are kind of like mini systems of the real thing.
The project will also establish a 4-H aquaculture ambassador program, which will assign 15 youth leaders to serve as mentors and educators in their communities.
A popular Bucksport brew house has closed after the sudden death of well-known Bucksport figure, Brother Donald Paul Martell. Our Grace Blanchard spoke with the community as they process the shock.
It's just a very, 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 very sad day for all of us here.
Friar's Brewhouse Taproom shut their doors permanently after unexpectedly losing one of their own.
Without Brother Donald and his magic in the kitchen, nothing will ever replace the magic he did.
According to the taproom, police found Brother Donald Paul Martell deceased in his vehicle at a boat launch on Tuesday. Friar's opened in 2018 as part of the Franciscans of Bucksport and was the first taproom in the town.
Everybody knew Brother Donald. He was a celebrity. He was a hoot. He made everybody laugh.
Kimberly Dion worked with Brother Donald for 3 years and says he had a passion for brewing beer. She says the community will never be the same without him.
This, for me, was a dream job. I loved working with him every day. Loved dad jokes, loved telling jokes, loved magic, loved literature. Just a really beautiful, beautiful human being.
In Bucksport, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
And someone who will be dearly missed in Bucksport and beyond.
By quite a few.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go ahead and hit pause here, peek outside, and get a first check of our forecast.
All right, Beth, thank you. Your first weather is brought to you by Saliba's Rug Cleaners, Maine's largest for over 70 years. Let's talk temperatures today. Not so bad with some sunshine earlier. Highs back in the 40s across the area. But like I said, warmer temperatures are on the way. 50s are in the 5-day forecast around here. Lots of partly cloudy skies out there tonight. It'll go clear for a few hours. Overall, though, we'll keep things partly cloudy throughout the day tomorrow as well. As the system over here to the west of us, that will stay there. We have a very nice day on deck for us throughout the day tomorrow. All right, the winds today, though, it got a little gusty out of the north, around 5 to 10 miles per hour, gusts near 18. Are switching out of the south now. That's giving us warmer temperatures throughout the day tomorrow. Our forecast tonight, though, is mostly cloudy skies for a while, then mostly clear skies for a while. Low temperatures not as cold, down near 32. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth?
Thank you so much. And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we'll have a look at the town of Hamden's ballot question 2, aimed at repairing some damaged roads.
And there are 8 questions on the state ballot. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard will give us a look at one of the lower profile ones after the break. Stay with us.
When it comes to fixing your car, you should have a choice.
But out-of-state automakers are starting to restrict access to your car's mechanical data.
That means local independent repair shops like mine,
and mine too, will lose their ability to diagnose problems and make repairs,
forcing you to expensive dealerships.
Right to Repair will protect your choice.
Your choice.
It's your car. Get it fixed where you want.
Please vote yes on question 4. Yes on Right to Repair.
When moderate to severe ulcerative colitis persists, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When UC got unpredictable, I got rapid symptom relief with Rinvoq. Check.
When UC held me back, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when UC got the upper hand,
Rinvoq helped visibly repair the colon lining. Check. Rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission, and a chance to visibly repair the colon lining. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie could help you save.
When you've experienced fire and smoke damage in your home, when pipes break and you have water everywhere,
When you're concerned about your family's health because of mold, you need a friendly face to take care of it all. You need the friendly faces of Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. We're just a click or call away. Whatever life throws at you, Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is here for you. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
The Maine Black Bears take on the Hampton Pirates this Saturday at 1 on ABC 7.
Hello, I'm Emma Smith, and coming up on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear about the last referendum question on next week's ballot, Question 8, which is about voting rights for those with mental illness. Plus, the latest from Hancock County Superior Court, in which a man is accused of killing his ex-girlfriend. These stories and more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Well, we've all heard a lot about the first 4 referendum questions in this year's election, and there are a total of 8 questions, 4 citizen-initiated referendums, and 4 proposed constitutional amendments. Our Augusta area reporter Corey Bouchard found out more about one of those lesser-known proposed amendments, Question 8.
This particular provision of the Constitution has been found unconstitutional for the last 23 years.
Question 8 reads, quote, "Do you favor amending the Constitution of Maine to remove a provision prohibiting a person under guardianship for reasons of mental illness from voting for governor, senators, and representatives, which the United States District Court for the District of Maine found violates the United States Constitution and federal law," end quote. According to Mark Joyce, the Mental Health Program Director for Disability Rights Maine, even though that section of Maine's Constitution was found to be illegal due to a 2001 federal court case, it's still on the books, just not enforced.
One of the things I'd like people to know the most when they're looking at Question 8 is that this is not a question that is going to give someone under guardianship the right to vote. They have that right already.
Joyce adds, this is actually a very important step in protecting every Mainer's right to vote, even if it might seem a moot point.
One of the things that has come up with this particular question is people have said to me, well, Mark, they don't enforce it. It's illegal. Why go through all the rigmarole of getting this thing off of the Constitution? And I think the problem is that it is in our source document. So there is a real problem with disenfranchisement of individuals who go to the Constitution, read this thing, and go, oh, well, I can't vote, so I'm not going to go. That is one of the huge problems with still having it.
Election day is less than a week away, Tuesday, November 7th. Stick with ABC 7 and Fox 22 News for your complete election coverage. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, question 2 on the town of Hamden's ballot asks voters if they want to prioritize the appropriation and borrowing of up to $1.5 million to finance a road and bridge crossing project. The Sucker Brook, Stony Brook, and Marina Road crossings have all seen considerable damage due to weather and wear and tear. Voting yes would allow the town to seek a bond to make the necessary repairs. Voting no means the town would need to find alternative ways to get the necessary funding. According to Hamden's town manager, the Sucker Brook crossing has grown to what some would call an oversized culvert. Marina Road and the Stony Brook Bridge have been washed out multiple times due to rain.
There's a sewer line that runs underneath that bridge, so not only does the bridge have to be repaired, but the sagging sewer line has to be repaired.
Voting for the residents of Hamden will be held at the Scan Recreation Center on November 7th.
Coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, we'll have the latest from the front lines of Israel's assault on the Gaza Strip.
And senior defense officials are saying that the recent attacks on U.S. bases in the Middle East are not connected to the war in Gaza. We'll have the latest from the Pentagon. Those stories and more coming up.
At Honda, hybrid is more than fuel efficiency. It means sporty and fun to drive, style that enhances functionality, and technology that's paving the way for tomorrow. No wonder it made Car and Driver's 10 Best list for the 37th time. The Accord Hybrid. Hybrid. defined by Honda.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Liberty Mutual customized my car insurance, and I saved hundreds. With the money I saved, I started a dog walking business. Oh! No, it's just too funny! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Dude, you coming?
Because the only thing dripping should be your style. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. With Alka-Seltzer Plus cold and flu relief. Also try for fizzy fast cough relief.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. Plus America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, and up to $1,000 bonus cash on the Hyundai Santa Fe. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
It's Renewal by Anderson's Black Friday event with unprecedented savings on custom-built replacement windows. Our exclusive Fibrex composite material windows won't warp or bow and never need painting, making them vastly superior to vinyl windows. They're custom-built in the USA, installed with precision and care, backed by the nation's best warranty, and now more affordable than ever. Call today. These massive Black Friday savings and special financing end soon. Don't miss out. Call and schedule your free design consultation today.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Another 74 Americans have crossed through the Rafah Gate from Gaza into Egypt, but several hundred others have been given permission to leave and are still waiting. Last night, President Biden called for a pause in the conflict to give time to get prisoners out. Fox's Mike Tobin is in southern Israel tonight with the latest.
And we've been here since 7 o'clock, fighting to get in. And now we get Robin to get out, and I don't know what's going to happen.
A fight to flee Gaza for a second straight day. Hundreds surged to the Egyptian border in hopes of leaving the war-torn strip of land. Foreign nationals, including some 400 Americans, are cleared to exit through the Rafah crossing. President Biden says more than 70 dual citizens have gotten out so far, including the family of John Rauschenberger. His daughter, son-in-law, and grandchildren are now on their way to Cairo.
It's just elation, happy. You put all this time and effort, you do it for family because I have a wonderful daughter and 5 precious grandkids, and just ecstatic.
But for some Palestinian Americans, leaving is bittersweet.
I'm between ice and fire. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to see the family that I left behind or the friends that I left behind. People are dying.
Hamas says more than 9,000 Palestinians have been killed following weeks of heavy bombing and a growing ground war. Israeli Defense Forces say they have pushed through Hamas northern defenses. Now troops and armor have Gaza City encircled.
We have very impressive successes. We are already on the outskirts of Gaza City. We are advancing.
With an array of technology, Israel is repeatedly intercepting missiles launched from the southeast. While in the north along the Lebanon border, Hamas's Al-Qassam brigade say they've shelled the Israeli town Kiryat Shimona with 12 rockets sparking fires. And it's been a bloody day with Israel claiming to have killed at least 130 Hamas fighters and acknowledging that 18 Israeli soldiers, including an officer, have been killed since Israel went in on the ground almost a week ago. In Sderot, Israel, Mike Tobin, Fox News.
Meanwhile, a massive Israeli aid package worth billions of dollars just cleared the House and is heading to the upper chamber of Congress. It's a bill which split the House as Democrats say it doesn't do enough to help Israelis and Palestinians in need. It also goes against President Biden's requests for aid. Fox's Rebecca Castor has the story.
The yeas are 226, the nays are 196. The bill is passed.
A victory for newly elected House Speaker Mike Johnson. House Republicans passed a nearly $14.5 billion Israeli aid package with support from 12 House Democrats, including some who weren't happy with the bill, which had no aid for Ukraine.
I believe Israel needs to see people on both sides supporting them in their time of need, even though Republicans are playing full politics.
At issue, the decision by House Republicans to offset the bill's costs by repurposing IRS funding set aside from the Inflation Reduction Act.
They're seeking to condition life-saving aid to Israel for the sole purpose of making it easier for billionaires to cheat on their taxes.
Democrats were also unhappy the bill didn't match President Biden's request for nearly $106 billion to address not only the wars in Israel and Ukraine, but also border security, U.S. efforts to counter China, and humanitarian aid in Gaza. Speaker Johnson says he'll be focusing on some of those issues next.
We want to pair border security with Ukraine because I think we can get bipartisan agreement on both of those matters.
That's not enough for President Biden, who says he plans to veto the House bill. Early Thursday, the White House also criticized Republicans for not doing more to help suffering Palestinians.
And it's incorrigible that anybody would think that we wouldn't need some additional funding to help get food, water, and medicine to these people.
Senate leadership has already said it will be rejecting the House bill and is working on its own bipartisan bill that will be sent back to the House. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
The Pentagon, meanwhile, maintains the recent attacks on facilities housing U.S. personnel in the Middle East are not connected to the Israel-Hamas war. Fox's Rich Edson has the latest from the Pentagon.
We're determined to prevent escalation, to prevent the spread of this conflict.
The Pentagon says that's why it's deploying aircraft carriers, missile defense systems, warplanes, and troops to the Middle East, a message to Iran-backed militias. Still, defense officials say there have been 28 attacks against American positions in the region since October 17th, more than a quarter of those after U.S. retaliatory airstrikes on Iranian-linked weapon sites last Thursday. The Defense Department maintains Iranian proxies targeting Americans in Iraq and Syria are likely taking advantage of the fighting in and around Gaza.
I can't necessarily corroborate or connect dots between why one terrorist organization would do one thing versus another. They want us out of Iraq. They want us out of Syria because it doesn't suit their interests, and we're still there.
Attacks against U.S. positions in the Middle East began the day a rocket hit a hospital compound in Gaza. Hamas blamed the explosion on an Israeli strike. U.S. intelligence officials say a failed rocket launch from inside Gaza hit the hospital compound. 16 of the attacks against American troops were in Iraq, 11 in Syria. There were 4 total attacks Monday. Some analysts say the way to deter these strikes from Iran-backed militias is to hit the proxies directly.
We know their command and control is, where their instruments of war are, the rockets, the missiles, the drones, and their entire logistical infrastructure. Hammer that. Don't wait. Hammer it now and take the capability.
The Pentagon says more proxy groups will probably exploit the Israeli-Hamas war, and that if American forces are threatened, the U.S. military will not hesitate to take what officials call appropriate action. So far, we've only seen last week's airstrikes. At the Pentagon, Rich Edson, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, a verdict handed down in the trial of FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried.
And in sports, Cooper Flagg talks about his decision to become a Duke Blue Devil next fall. We'll be right back.
Start Saturday strong as 7th-ranked Texas hosts K-State. It's Big News Saturday on Fox.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
There's too much uncertainty around Pine Tree Power.
It's a mystery bag that will cost Mainers billions.
It will mean tremendous uncertainty for workers, say Maine's labor leaders.
Business leaders say it will mean higher rates with no guarantee of better service.
And Governor Mills says, let's not gamble with our future. Vote no on question 3.
Please join leading Maine voices and vote no on 3.
It's a bad idea for Maine.
Today's real estate market has changed dramatically.
It's changed in both buying and selling.
There are so many things to keep in mind.
Higher interest rates, property insurance issues, and higher prices.
That's why more than ever, it's important you choose an experienced team.
That's us. We want to help you sell well
And buy well. It's a professional experience from start
to sold.
November 6th, the next generation is bringing down the family legacy.
I need a shot right now.
Can Gordon set them straight before it goes up in smoke?
This is a joke, and your parents are giving you everything.
Jeez. All new Kitchen Nightmares, then on Special Forces. When pushed to the edge, how many will last? It's an all-new Special Forces after a new Kitchen Nightmares, Monday, November 6th on Fox.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Bracing for the next wave of migrants. A crowd of about 5,000 is making its way through Mexico. This as leaders of some of the cities where migrants have already been placed are begging for help. Fox's Casey Stiegel is in Dallas with more.
Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Democratic mayors of 2 U.S. sanctuary cities were at the White House today, meeting with senior administration officials and lawmakers on Capitol Hill about the migrant crisis in their respective communities.
For us, it's the start of a conversation. We know that they're taking key steps to try to support us. We're going to try to make sure that we can better align our systems.
They represent 3 other mayors from Los Angeles, Houston, and New York. The coalition is asking President Biden for $5 billion in additional funding to cover their city's expenses for accommodating the migrants. They're also requesting ways to accelerate the process of allowing them to find work.
We're going to need the federal government to lean in to help provide the support for the people who are seeking asylum here.
While Mayor Johnson was in Washington, back home in Chicago, officials are kicking around the idea of allowing voters to decide whether it should keep its designation as a sanctuary city. A caravan of an estimated 7,000 migrants continues making its way through southern Mexico, bound for the U.S. Its leader is calling out the Biden administration.
Where's the American intelligence? Don't they know that all the countries are conspiring against the United States to make sure they have this crisis?
And with another potential surge on the horizon, FBI Director Christopher Wray this week expressed his concern to Congress about future threats to the nation.
We also cannot and do not discount the possibility that Hamas or another foreign terrorist organization may exploit the current conflict to conduct attacks here on our own soil.
New York City Mayor Eric Adams was supposed to be part of today's visit, but suddenly returned home at the last minute. That's the latest from Dallas. Casey Stiegel, Fox News.
FTX founder Samuel Bankman-Fried has been found guilty in a wide-ranging scheme to swindle investors. A 12-member jury in the month-long trial finding the cryptocurrency scion guilty on all 7 charges. The 31-year-old was said to have stolen $8 billion from customers, with prosecutors saying he did it out of pure greed. The case is said to be one of the biggest financial frauds ever recorded. Bankman-Fried, who was once worth an estimated $26 billion, will be sentenced in March. He faces up to over 100 years in prison for his crimes.
A Quinnipiac poll shows surging support for independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a potential game changer in an election where a substantial number of voters say they're less than thrilled with the idea of a rematch between President Biden and Donald Trump. Fox's Caroline Shively reports.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr., perhaps best known for his famous name, shirtless push-ups, and stance against vaccine mandates,
what I call turnkey totalitarianism,
is moving from the fringes to the forefront of the presidential race.
This country is ready for a history-making change.
He might be right. A new Quinnipiac poll shows Joe Biden and Donald Trump remain in a virtual tie. But when you add in Kennedy as an independent candidate, he siphons off a surprising 22% of the vote, sliding President Biden to 39% and Trump to 36%. Good news for Biden, who probably needs it, since he's facing criticism and a challenger from his own party, with Congressman Dean Phillips jumping into the race.
President Biden, a man I respect, and I'm sure most of you do too, is perhaps the only Democrat who could lose to Donald Trump. In fact, he's likely to.
And there could be more candidates waiting in the wings from the No Labels group.
If our two major parties are unable or unwilling to offer Americans a compelling and unifying presidential candidate, we'll be here to do it.
That Quinnipiac poll also shows that Kennedy is winning the youth vote, with 38% of 18 to 34-year-olds supporting him, compared to 32% for Biden and 27% for Trump. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
All right, and looking outdoors again, we've been talking about the cool but nice weather we've been having lately.
Yeah, very seasonable, very crisp. Definitely, appreciating finally the relief. We had a couple different heat surges kind of at the end of summer.
Yeah.
So settling into those, steady cooler temperatures is definitely appropriate at this time. I'm not upset about it, I'll be very honest.
I'm not either. And
All right.
We'll have full details to come. Stay with us.
High temperatures back up in the 40s today, but we are just getting started. 50s are in the forecast. Details for you when I come back.
Jerry's Used Cars has been a family-owned business for more than 30 years, currently in Corinna and Vesey. However, we have changed a little as we are no longer just a buy here, pay here dealership. We now have access to outside financing and also carry utility trailers. We would be happy to assist you with your next vehicle purchase. And don't forget, here at Jerry's Used Cars, we offer an extended warranty. So give us a call at either our Corinna or Vesey location.
U.S. Cellular is built for Maine. It's a network for telling inside jokes from across the country. Built for streaming your favorite song one more time, 10 more times. Built for capturing the moments you'll never forget. U.S. Cellular is proud to have been awarded top performing network availability in Maine, with coverage across all counties. U.S. Cellular, a network built for us.
Your piece of land demands the very best equipment. Kubota Equipment, the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, with professional-grade mowers, versatile sidekick utility vehicles, and compact tractors that get it done right. All backed by unmatched dealer support. Talk to your dealer today to schedule a demo.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
Tired of your internet service constantly letting you down? Those other providers may promise the world with their flashy advertisements, but are you truly having a good customer experience? Fear not, because there's a new player in town. Introducing GoNet Speed. No more endless hold times or automated responses. We're here to listen, support, and provide you with the exceptional service you deserve. Our fast, reliable fiber internet, it's mind-blowing. Let us show you what true internet satisfaction feels like.
In one of the biggest games of the year, Dak leads the Cowboys against Hurts and the Eagles. America's Game of the Week, Sunday at 4 Eastern on Fox.
All right, friendly reminder, this is the weekend. Our clocks go back 1 hour late Saturday into Sunday morning. We get an extra hour of sleep this weekend. Enjoy that. It's going to be a pretty nice weekend around here, too, with high temperatures in the 50s around here. Not so much today, though. 43 here in Bangor, also Bar Harbor, 41 Millinocket, 38 for Greenville. So overall, slightly below average temperatures today, but we're switching the wind right now out of the south, and that will give us those warmer temperatures overnight tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. we are building some heat across the Midwest, heat for November standards, right? With 60s and a few 70s out there today. A piece of this is kind of sliding in this direction, so we do have somewhat warmer temperatures on the way. And like I said, the wind is shifting out there right now, pretty much out of the north all day today. It got a little gusty too. We had wind gusts up near 20 miles per hour, but now it's out of the south, and it will pick up throughout the day tomorrow. In fact, it'll get gusty again. We could see wind gusts tomorrow, and not just tomorrow, near 30 for tomorrow night, and throughout the day on Saturday with those warmer temperatures flooding in. Out there today, though, we had partly cloudy skies for a while, then we had some clear skies, then partly cloudy. Overall, we'll keep things partly cloudy tonight. It will not be as cold as it was last night. There are some systems over here to the west of us. Those, though, are not going to bug us. So we're going to stay dry tomorrow, dry on Saturday and Sunday. Our next weather maker maybe late Sunday into Monday. It's not going to be a big one at all. We're in a pretty dry stretch of weather currently. There is a lot going on across the country with several systems now in here. One system across the Great Lakes will go to our south. This one, too, likely getting in here probably on Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. And that could bring us our next meaningful chance for some rain. But overall, that's still several days away. We have a nice weekend to get through first. Let's walk you through it tonight. No issues at all. Partly cloudy skies after midnight. It's going to be a nice night tonight. Tomorrow, same story. Don't forget your sunglasses tomorrow. And it's Friday. I think it's payday, too. Overall, though, increasing clouds tomorrow night. And then overall, we're going to keep the rain away from us tomorrow, and then keep things quiet for Saturday and for Sunday before our next weather maker gets in here early next week. That could likely bring us some rain showers then. I'm going to run this rainfall estimate through probably Tuesday into Wednesday. Again, our next good chance for rain not until probably Tuesday night into Wednesday of next week. Our forecast over tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies, low temperatures down near 30, so not as cold as it was last night, with a southwest breeze around 5 for tomorrow. All right, here we go. Partly cloudy. You're going to feel the breeze tomorrow. High temperatures up near 52 with a south breeze around 10 to 25. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows tomorrow 52, 55 for Saturday, Sunday 52 again. A bit cooler Monday, more clouds, 49. And then there's that chance for some rain getting in here probably on Tuesday into Wednesday with temperatures back in the upper 40s to low 50s. Beth?
Definitely it's like to still see those 50s during the day. That's kind of the nice range that you want to be in.
Absolutely, yeah. This time of year, that feels great.
It really does.
Yeah. All right, well, sports is coming right up next. Stay with us.
The big automakers want a monopoly on your car repairs. That's why they're starting to restrict access to your car's mechanical data. But voting yes on question 4, right to repair, will stop them. Hundreds of local independent repair shops across Maine urge yes on 4, because yes on 4 will protect consumer choice and save thousands of Maine jobs.
It's your car. It should be your choice where to fix it.
Vote yes on question 4. Yes on right to repair.
Ready to refresh your home? Fall into savings with incredible deals at the Furniture Gallery. Shop new arrivals from top brands like Ashley, Serta, Restonic, Nectar, and Franklin. Fall in love with unbeatable deals like our sofa and love seat sets for only $9.99 or sofas starting at $3.99. Indulge in ultimate comfort with over 150 recliner styles starting at just $2.99. My family and I are committed to giving you the best value for your money at the Furniture Gallery. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery.
Renovating or building new, you'll find a wide selection of high-performing, energy-efficient, and beautiful windows and doors at Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through the showroom displays and help you choose options to create a personalized custom look. Free in-home measurement is available, and Hammond can deliver your order from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company.
Nothing brings people together like good food with the freshest ingredients. All natural Fage sour cream is so rich, so creamy, so good. Daringly simple, amazingly delicious. Discover Fage sour cream.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, chances are you have a lot of questions. Norm Prouty has answers. Learn some tips and tricks and explore some beautiful new homes on the market. The Norm Prouty and Donnell Baker Real Estate Show, Sunday mornings at 8:30 on Fox 22.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Engstrom's Auto Service in Guilford. We specialize in all foreign and domestic service and alignments.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Busy night tonight, but first we caught up one-on-one with Cooper Flagg earlier in the week after he announced his decision to attend Duke University next fall. Flagg, who reclassified to a senior over the summer, making his highly anticipated college decision Monday morning, announcing his choice to become a Blue Devil. His final two choices were UConn and Duke, making official visits to both schools. He says the decision was really hard and has nothing but respect for everyone on both sides. But one of the coolest parts in talking to him of the whole process was when he and his family got to meet legendary Duke and USA basketball coach Mike Krzyzewski.
I think kind of my whole family's reaction after meeting him was like that he was just super down to earth and just like you could just tell how good of a person he was. And you kind of get the sense of how much knowledge he really has, and especially with like the basketball knowledge and stuff like that. Like you can just tell how well he knows his stuff. But no, it was really cool to see how down to earth he was and just be able to kind of have normal conversations with him aside from basketball and just get to know him, and thought that was really cool.
All right, Coach K, certainly a legend. That is really cool. Let's move on now down to Messalonskee High School in Oakland, where the Northern Maine Field Hockey Championships are being hosted. First up is Class B. It's Belfast looking to stay unbeaten. Coney, it's their first regional crown since 1995. Chance at a regional crown. First quarter, a chance for Coney. Natalie Doobie a shot, but a swat out of the air by Greta Graff for the Lions. Right after that, though, off of a corner, Coney's Macy Freeman to Caroline Hendrickson, and she rolls it into the goal. Rams up 1-0. Second quarter we go. Hendrickson sends to the doorstep, and Helen Deneen is there. That makes it 2-0 Rams. Third quarter, Abby Murill, a shot saved by Graff, but Hendrickson there for her second of the game. It's 3-0. That would be the final. The Rams are your B North regional champs.
Going back to playing them first time, we lost by 3, and honestly, going into this, we were thinking, you know what, that's not going to happen again, and we just won by 3. And honestly, I think for me, speaking for my team, we really don't think that this is real.
Awesome stuff there. Over to the Class C North final. Up next, number 2 Foxcroft Academy and number 1 Dexter. First quarter, insane stuff in goal by Foxcroft's Emma Beither. Shot after shot, save after save. She is fired up after keeping the Tigers off the board. Later on, Beither, a diving attempt to save Presley Dow's shot, and again, great instincts to swat away everything she sees. To the third now, it's a penalty shot from Dexter's Kiera Bennett, and she nails it. Bottom shelf, 1-0 Tigers. The fourth quarter now, Dow charging on, pass up to Alexandra Vafieds. She in front, and she puts it in. Dexter up 2-0. That is your final. They win Class C North.
Well, I was actually thinking, please don't pick me, but I don't know, I guess when it came down to it, I did what was worth it.
All right, and to the grand finale, the Class A North final. Can the home team Messalonskee snap Skowhegan's regional title streak? First quarter, Skowhegan's Lainey LeBlanc sends a shot off the post. On the rebound, Sedalia Savage. She scores. It's 1-0 Riverhawks. Second quarter, Layla Conway, another chance for Skowhegan, but Adriana Pettingill with a great kick save in net. Later, LeBlanc weaving her way through the defense, shoots from a tough angle and puts it in. That puts the Riverhawks up 2-0. Third quarter, here she is again with it. She dekes in front, shoots, and scores. That's her second of the game. Riverhawks up 3-0. They go on to win 3-1. That's their 22nd straight regional title.
And it's amazing. Since June, we've come together as a team. We focus on one game at a time. We work as a unit. We work on our passing. And I think this team is really close, and I think it just feels amazing to win another one.
All right, big congratulations to all 3 of those teams. We'll have those state championship matchups for you guys on Friday. Let's move on to the soccer pitch now. Up at the University of Maine, the Black Bears are 1 win away from heading to the America East Finals. Maine hosting their semifinal matchup on Thursday, going up against the Catamounts from Vermont. Black Bears up 1-0, but here come those Catamounts. 6.5 minutes into the second half, Lauren DeGroot gets a step on the defense. She slides, and this one is going to trickle in for the score. Vermont ties the game up at 1, and they are pumped about it. Just seconds left now. Same score, 1-1. Christina Kelly, a great ball, finds Julie Losis. She has a shot but gets tripped up, and we have a free kick with 9 seconds left in the game. Abby Kramer taking it, and she places this one perfectly over everyone. A beautiful shot. She runs right to the crowd with her fellow Black Bears. That is your game winner. Maine will host UMass Lowell in the America East Finals on Sunday. Some crazy stuff right there. To some high school soccer now. Chilly night at Cameron Stadium. Bangor and Mount Ararat playing for a trip to the Class A North Finals. 7 minutes in, JoJo Kluge sends it over to Olivia Scott. She fires from just inside midfield, and look at that, gets over the goalkeeper and in for the long-range score. That's 3 points in basketball. 1-0 Rams, though. Still the first, same score. It's Lily Chandler sending this one towards the net. Madison McLean is there in good position. It's loose, but Aubrey Pelletier makes a great defensive play, kicks that one out of bounds, saves the Eagles a goal. Here comes Mount A now. Emma Berry sends it in. This one's loose and has a chance, but Eva Coombs covers it up safely. That keeps Bangor in front. Plenty of chances for both teams in this one. Here is the second half. Isla Godo is going to get it outside. She fires, but Coombs again makes the save. Bangor wins a close one, and they move on. 2-1 is the final. All right, now for some other scores from around the area. In the America East field hockey quarters, Maine pulling off an upset in overtime, 3-2 over New Hampshire. Class C girls soccer, Bucksport over Holton, 3-1. Every goal scored in the second half in that one. George Stevens beats Bucksport. That's an upset in the Class C North boys semis. And then Penobscot Valley over Central Aroostook in D North girls semis, 2-0. All right, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Question 3 is too costly and too risky.
It's a $13.5 billion gamble that puts politicians in charge.
It will increase our electric bills.
We can't afford higher electric bills.
And the politicians, they're not even required to have an operations plan when they take over.
No plan to keep the lights on?
Not even for emergencies or power outages.
That's a bad idea.
Mainers can't afford this costly proposal.
I'm voting no on 3. It's a risk we can't afford.
When moderate to severe ulcerative colitis persists, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When UC got unpredictable, I got rapid symptom relief with Rinvoq. Check.
When UC held me back, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when UC got the upper hand,
Rinvoq helped visibly repair the colon lining. Check. Rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission, and a chance to visibly repair the colon lining. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
There's never been a better time to get away with a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. Plus America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days on the Hyundai Tucson. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
4 new costumes get the wildest guesses yet.
Tom Jones.
John Mellencamp.
Mariah Carey. Oh, and no, my baby mama.
All new Masked Singer, November 8th on Fox.
Welcome back. Winter is right around the corner, and the New Herman Mountains ski area is getting ready for yet another season. The ski lodge has been owned by the same family for more than 35 years, and about a year ago, they put the business on the market. According to the owner, the lodge is still for sale. However, they still plan to be fully open this season.
Everything is all ready to go, and we're pretty excited. It is for sale, and we so badly want to see it go to someone that will keep what we've done here.
Whitcomb says for the first time, season passes are available for purchase online. They're aiming to open officially the first week of December, that pending cooperation from Mother Nature. The owner says the lodge will remain open as long as it remains in his family's hands.
A team of Valley Grange members delivered free dictionaries to students at Senamocha Elementary School in Dover-Foxcroft today. It's part of the Grange's Words for Thirds program, which puts dictionaries in the hands of local third graders. The team is led by Walter Boomsma, who says the gift of a personal dictionary provides students with a new learning tool and a sense of empowerment.
Kids really do enjoy this. They get engaged, and you can see that today. They get engaged, they get interested. I think part of it is that they feel empowered because we emphasize the fact that it's their personal dictionary, that they get to keep it forever and ever.
Knowledge is power, and dictionaries are certainly full of knowledge. The Grange plans to deliver more than 200 dictionaries to area schools during the next several weeks.
Finally tonight, for the past 45 years, retired contractor Tony Wilkerson has been buying, fixing, and riding motorcycles. Our photojournalist Teddy Fine shares the story.
I used to be a general contractor. Between that and building motorcycles as a hobby, that's basically what I do now that I'm retired. I just like to work on bikes, out here in the garage. I've welded it up now, I'm filing it down so it can be finished and painted. I like working on British bikes, Harleys, American-made Buells. I own 8 motorcycles. Like this old bike behind me is a 1970 Triumph. I would have to say probably my favorite part is I love paint. My friend said it was short and stubby like a bulldog, so that's why you see the bulldog on the tank. I did a lot of paint for a lot of people through the years. First car I ever painted was a 56 Chevrolet when I was 15 years old. So I've been doing it a long time, over 45 years. And I love it. I help friends restore old Hondas and Harleys and just about any kind of motorcycle. And I'll work on small engines for my friends, as a hobby. I don't do it professionally. I do it because I love it. And if you love what you do, then you're not working at all.
And a fantastic job by Teddy.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah.
Some great shots there and a really amazing story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some beautiful artwork too.
Yeah, the ranks of Maine artists and craftsmen are just ever growing.
They really are.
That's going to do it for us, folks. Good night.
Good night, everyone.